Well, I come to our guide on using Notion for effective budgeting with the 50-30-2000 rule. This approach will help you manage your finances more efficiently and achieve a balanced financial life. The 50-30-20 rule, popularized by Elizabeth Warren, is a simple way to plan your budget. It involves dividing your after tax income into three categories: 50 for needs, 30 for wants, and 20 for savings. Let's start by setting up our budgeting system Notion. We'll need two databases, one for an overview and another for different categories of money outflow. First, let's make this page full width by clicking on the three dots in the top right corner and toggling on full width. Let's start by creating a new database called categories. We'll choose a table view and click on new database. To achieve a cleaner look for table views, I will go to the database settings to hide the vertical lines and database titles. I will also delete the default tags property. I will now begin to list down some of the different categories of money outflow, such as utilities, transportation, groceries, and entertainment. For each category, I will assign a unique icon that best represents it. Then I'll add two number properties, one for the budget amount and the other for the actual amount. Before we forget, we can update the format to our preferred currency. Then I'll resize the column width to make the table view more compact. We move on to create a second table view, which I will call type. Again, I will choose to hide the vertical lines and database title. We'll also delete the default text property, which we don't need it. There will just be three pages for this database view, namely needs, wants, and savings. I will add the page icon to better differentiate between these three pages. I will first add several properties for the income percentage. Here I'll update the number format to percent and put down the respective percentages 50, 30, and 20. Depending on your income and lifestyle, you can adapt the way you split your income, perhaps to something like 60, 30, and 10. But just make sure it adds up to 100. What is important here is to pay attention to where you allocate your income and to know where your money is flowing. Next, I will add several properties called budget. Then I will format it to the currency I'm using. Based on your estimate or average monthly income, multiply that by the percentage to determine the budget for your needs, wants, and savings. So if I take home $2,000 per month, it will be $1,000 for needs, $600 for wants, and $400 for savings. At the bottom of this property, we can then calculate the sum to make sure we add up correctly. Next, we want to connect our categories database with this new database. I will add a relation property and search for the categories database. Click on that and toggle on show on categories before clicking on add relation. Here we can also optionally change the property icon. We don't need to see the categories on this view, so I'll toggle to hide it. Before moving on, I'll quickly add a heading above each of these databases. We can now go back to the categories database to assign each category to its respective type, which is either needs, wants, or savings. I can also give this property as a new icon just for the aesthetic, then move it over to the front to better assign the type when adding the new category. To make it easier, I will add the grouping to this view to group by type. I will choose the sort by manual and reorder to show in the order of needs, wants, and savings, and then hide the no type group. With that, we can easily toggle the respective group to view or hide the categories under it. I will now stop planning my budget for each category. Under the budget property, we can click on calculate and choose to calculate the sum. To see these values in the above table, we will go back and add some properties. I will first add a roll-up property to calculate the sum of the budget. I will call it budgeted, give it a new icon, and choose the categories relation. From there, choose the budget property, then calculate the sum. Then I will create a formula property called budget left. I'll give it an icon before editing the formula to subtract the budgeted amount from the budget we set for each type. Then finish up by updating the number format to your currency. And under the budget left on the property, I will calculate the sum. I will now continue to set the budget for my other categories under savings and wants. And that's pretty much what needs to be done at the start of a new month. Then at the end of each month, we key in the actual amount for each of these categories, so you can better prepare a budget for the following month. The great thing about the grouping feature is that we can also configure the number beside it to calculate the sum as well. Now I will also want to pull in those values to the above table view just to see everything side by side. I will add a new rollup property name with actual and give it a new icon. Select the categories relation the actual property, then choose to calculate the sum. Next, we'll calculate the actual amount left using the formula property. I will give you a new icon before editing the formula to subtract the actual amount from our budget. Then update the number format to your currency. This tells you how far you are from your budget, whether you went above or below it. This can help you decide if you need to cut back on certain spending or there are different percentage of income allocation is needed. I hope you found this video helpful. If you enjoyed this tutorial and want to see more content like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way you'll never miss out on our latest tips, tricks and insightful guides. Thank you for watching and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.